Hi, my name's Ken. I'd like to give a quick testimonial for Dr. Dwayne Scotti. I've been a client of his since the middle of this summer. This is now end of October of 2021. I've been a sufferer of upper hamstring tendinopathy for the better part of 10 years. I've had good periods, and then I've had periods where I really couldn't run. I've tried lots of kind of home remedies, trying to do things myself, and really with no success. I've seen orthopedics, I've done some physical therapy in the area, and again, really haven't had continued success or the ability to train consistently, and that's held me back. I started listening to Dwayne's podcast, and he had a podcast with somebody who was suffering from pretty much the exact same thing I've been suffering from. And that podcast, they talked about how they addressed it a lot through strength training, but also through, a coaching plan. So I had that in the back of my mind. And then when I suffered a particularly significant bout of hamstring tendinopathy in the spring of 2021, or really the fall of 2020 going into the spring of 2021, I decided it was time to try something different. So I contacted Dwayne, and we started working together, and he put together a plan for me, and it's been a success. My problem's always been overtraining, doing a little bit too much. You feel good, you run a little bit more than you should, a little faster than you should, and Dwayne really put together a good plan for me. My pain had got to the point where I really couldn't sit. Working was an issue because sitting for more than a few minutes at a time was painful. Driving in the car was painful. Going anywhere where I had to sit for more than a couple of minutes was an issue because the pain was that significant. And then trying to run really was, I could, but it was very slow. Dwayne put together a great plan for me, and it focused a lot on strength and also easy miles, and gave me the structure I needed. Having an outsider look at what I was doing, put together a plan, not being biased by how you feel one day, and pushing a little bit harder than you should made all the difference. Again, he put together a great schedule. I didn't have to start thinking about what I needed to do every day. That was outlined for me. I think that made a huge difference. And the strength training, initially I started off with 3 days a week of strength training. Did wonders. We decreased that to a couple days a week as I got closer to my goal marathon, which was our original target. And I just have to say the plan he put together was, really, really good, made lots of sense, and really kept me from, making all the mistakes I've made on my own in the past. One of the big things was, keep your easy days easy. The hard days are hard. That made a big difference because for me in the past, pretty much every day ended up being a hard day because you pushed too much. We have a virtual relationship. I'm in Michigan, Dwayne's in Connecticut, but we've had virtual visits. We communicate not daily, but as needed, almost daily at times. I put comments in my log. Dwayne responds to them pretty frequently, and so we keep in touch that way. And if I have any questions, I can contact him very quickly, by text or by email, and he's very responsive. So it's awfully close to having a coach, basically that you're meeting with on a daily basis or a weekly basis. I couldn't have asked for a better, level of responsiveness and interest in what I was doing. I will just mention one thing too. Dwayne's a runner and he's a physical therapist. He understands what you're going through. I've been to orthopedics, I've been to physical therapists who weren't runners, and as Dwayne says, they want you to stop running. I don't want to stop running. Dwayne kept me running, improved my running. I've gotten much, much stronger. And at the beginning of our relationship, we outlined a plan was to get me to a fall marathon, in this case, the Detroit Free Press Marathon, healthy. I wasn't that concerned with time. I just wanted to get there because back in the spring of 2022, I didn't see how that was going to happen. Well, we got there. I came within 20 seconds of a PR. and that's, without overtraining. So I was extremely happy. I didn't expect to run that well. Dwayne always said, trust the process, and the process worked. So all I can say, I highly recommend, Dr. Scotti, if you have, particularly in my case, upper hamstring tendinopathy, but I think any running related injury, he understands what you're going through. He's a runner. That makes all the difference in the world. The virtual part of the relationship, I think, works great. I wouldn't be concerned about that at all. And I think if you have a goal in mind, talk to Dwayne about it. You can work with him. You can set out a plan to achieve that goal. And nothing's 100%, but there's a real good chance he'll get you there. So that's my testimonial. I think very highly of Dwayne. We're going to continue our relationship. I got a Boston qualifying time, and I'm hoping I actually get to the race. So I'm going to ask Dwayne to help me, set up a schedule and a plan that gets me there in April of 2022. So thanks, Dwayne. And again, I encourage anybody who's listening to this to contact Dwayne if you have an injury history and you've tried all sorts of things, home remedies, orthopedics, therapists in your area. Give Dwayne a shot. I think he'll probably come through for you. He did for me. Thanks.